amateur ride, and that's where I threw all my legs from. I'm riding up here where I wanted to before. Most guys will either go up on all fours or they'll step up to the inside leg. That's the smart wrestler. And look what you have. You have a window here because that's why I have this arm laced. I'm not inside because then he can come inside and grab this, throw it over, hip out. So I want to be over and I want to take that hand off the mat. I have an open window to throw that leg in. And you throw it in hard. You don't care what you hit on the way. It's not your problem. You know, throw this boot in really hard. And what's good about it is you end up in good leg position because you're nice and high. And when you throw legs, the two big things, I'm going to give you a real quick clinic because I can spend 2 hours just showing you how to ride legs. The two keys elements are your rudder foot, which controls you, and what we call hip superiority. Your hips have to always be higher than his hips. Once your hips go lower than his hips, you've given up your advantage and you're probably going to get reversed, or you know, at best you're going to get a stalemate. And you want to turn, guys. So if I'm here riding high and he steps up and I throw a leg in, I want to take my weight over Cody, right here. I want my hip to be higher than his, and this is my rudder foot. This controls everything. Now to make it really hurt, all I have to do is just turn my hips slightly, and you can see him cringing probably right now, and he's going down, and I'm a lot heavier than him, but it doesn't make a difference. You have no protection back here. God didn't give you really much back there. You have your kidneys are sitting right there. And if you really put that hip bone in, and you put the pressure and you arch, the guy's going to go down. And there's a lot of leg, you can do power halves off of that, you can do, there's so many things you can do off of it, but I really want to show this T-bar series, or the Caravella series, so I'm going to show you that first. But I want to just mention one thing. This is some of the stuff you got to do if you want to be a good leg man. I did this ad nauseum. I grab guys to practice, and I constantly threw legs in, and I rotated, let guys roll around. I wasn't worried about turning them, I just wanted to ride. You want to learn to ride first. And if he hits at his hip, I want to keep my hip superiority, so I roll through. If he does a forward roll, just tuck your head, does a forward roll. I roll through with him, and I pop my hip up, keep my hip superiority. If he sits real quick, I keep my elbow in the side, and I keep my hip superiority. Vital. If you maintain that position, somebody shuffling cards over there? If you maintain that position, it's really impossible to get reversed. And a lot of guys want to learn the moves first without learning to ride. And you have to learn to control the guys. So I always hate teaching legs because of that, because everybody wants to, let's see the moves, let's see the moves. You're not going to get to the moves if you can't ride the guy. So a good thing to do is to get a guy before practice, throw a leg in and let the guy roll around and just follow. Don't try to turn him. Just try to ride. And get your hips in a position where they're superior and they are in control. Now, let's do this first. Let's get a leg in before we learn the T-bar, then I'll go over the T-bar series. I'm here. I want you to ride from this position. This Nizabachi ride. You're here. He steps up. Throw the leg in. Head up. Let go of the wrist. Put elbow in the side. Grab that ankle if you want. Turn your hip in. Keep your hip, I would say, at about a 45-degree angle. You want to go across the body. This is a really old-school cross-body ride. A lot of guys are teaching this now, and they don't want to throw. I like to interlock the leg, and that's why they call it a grapevine. I think the move is pretty good, because if you look at some of the ancient Greek statues, and wrestling's the oldest sport, that is the one, right, bronze statue you see everywhere. Cross-body ride, grapevine. It's been around since Coach Andrew was in 8th grade, ancient Greek times. Right? He's so old when he was a kid, the Dead Sea was just sick.
Actually, when I went to high school here, they called history current events.
We're like a team. All right, so here's what I want you to do. Start here, let the guy step up, just throw the leg in, even you heavyweights, I want you to try it. This will make the difference. If you're a mediocre wrestler, you learn legs, you'll become a very good wrestler. Nobody will want to wrestle you. Get to here, turn your head, and then once you get here and you're in good position, don't do this. No, don't do that, because the guy's going to step over and you're going to hit him. Stay here. And then let the guy on bottom roll around a little bit, and all I want you to do is follow. Think we can do that? Some guys already know legs. You know, some guys don't. So let's just get with your partner real quick. Try to get